Yeah, you know, I just had a little bit too much of Hennessy. Just gonna tell you how I feel. Look. You so precious when you smile. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna answer just the questions that Bria has. It's usually us, and we're both gonna answer it because we feel like we both are asking a lot of other people about their mental health, and we never talk about it. Barely. I know I talk about it in my blog, but like it's not the same as like me being face to face and talking about it.
So the first question is, how would you describe your mental health? My mental health right now is pretty good. In the past, it has been very rough. Not something that was fun to do. I used to have a lot of like anxiety and depression and just like general just discomfort about life and what was going on in my head, and I didn't feel like I could tell anyone about it because I don't know, I guess the stigma really affected me. As of lately, it's been a lot better, so thank God for that, yes.
Mine isn't the best right now, I'm gonna be honest. When I'm at college, my mental health is a lot better versus when I come home for breaks and stuff, which I love my family, I love spending time with my friends. I just wish that it could be in a different place than St. Joe. So right now I'm just kind of struggling with that. But as far as like skills to help me with my mental health, I feel like I'm at the best place that I've ever been, like with knowing what to do with my mental health issues. So yeah.
Question 2. How has high school changed your mental health, or how did it change your
Like
mental
affect it, yeah.
health? Yes. It has helped me and hurt me in a sense. Like a lot of it has been very stressful, like with schoolwork and trying to find like where you fit in and stuff. But a lot of it has helped me. I feel like I do a lot better like when I have things to like focus on, and like school definitely gives me that. Like I'm still in high school, so like
it's a stressful time senior
it's
year.
stressful, but like I like having things to occupy my mind, which that definitely is helpful for. So
yeah. High school was really hard for me. I've talked about this on my blog, but everyone's always like, oh, high school is the best time of your life, like enjoy what you can, you're never gonna get that experience back. But if I ever have that experience again, like that sucks. Like I hated high school. I didn't like being in a small school. I was immature. I didn't know how to handle social situations. And so my mental health was like greatly affected. I was in a bad breakup, and being in a bad breakup at a small school is awful anyways, but when you add all the factors that happened, I don't really want to go into it, but I definitely struggled with feeling alone and just feeling like no one was there for me. And I know there were a ton of people that loved me and that were there for me, but when you're in the middle of it, you just feel like no one is there. Like no one's gonna help me out of this. I'm stuck. I'm gonna feel like this forever. So high school definitely was not the move. It did not help me at all. So yeah, but college, it's really improved. And during high school, I put in the work. I went to counseling. I focused on myself more instead of like what everyone else was thinking of me. I tried to think of like, what is God thinking of me? What do I think of me? Instead of what the world thinks of me. And I just had to really work on my mental health and getting the right medication. And I'm still going through that because medication's hard. Like even though it helps, it's hard to get adjusted and find out what's right for you, but it's so worth it in the end.
right. Question 3. What has impacted you the most regarding your mental health? One of the things that impacted me the most, like that probably hurt me the most, was like my relationships with like my family members. Like I don't know if a lot of people know, I'm sure a lot of people know about this, but like my parents are divorced. I've been through several divorces in my family, like not mine obviously, but like, so I just kind of was struggling with like seeing like where God's plan was going. Like I was like, I don't know, but I just needed to learn to like have more faith. I know God has a good plan for all of us, and so that's been something that really helped me. But like just my parents, and it just hasn't always been very good.
Yeah, and it's hard when you see like love not working out, and it's like, what about me? Like, is love not gonna work out for me? And that's hard.
Yeah, and like I've had a few relationships like of my own in high school, and I would say that the only reason that they didn't work out was because I was scared. Like I never had a bad boyfriend ever. They were all great, but like I was just really scared to like do that. So
we'll talk about this later, but I was diagnosed with something new this year, and it kind of explains everything about why certain things are so hard for me. But I have an extreme fear of loneliness or people leaving me. I always think someone's leaving me. I always think that anyone that comes into my life is going to leave right after. And so it's kind of like yours, like with love and especially relationships. Like, I will let myself be used. I will let myself be abused. I will let myself be walked all over just to have a person in my life who's constantly there. And I have learned that I need to start looking elsewhere for that in friendships and my family and God and just close connections that are healthy for me. But I think the thing that's affected my mental health the most is that I am constantly letting people in my life who hurt me and to walk all over me and use me because of that fear of loneliness.
the fourth one is, have you been diagnosed with a mental health condition? If so, when? So, okay, I have been formally diagnosed with general anxiety disorder and severe or social anxiety disorder, so anxiety. And it seriously helps so much when you just decide to be honest about it. Like, that's just what it is. Like, we're all just human. We're all just trying to be happy and live for good things, and it's hard. Life is hard for
Even
everyone.
if you don't have a diagnosis, everyone goes through depression, and in my opinion, everyone should go to counseling.
Yeah.
Everyone should have someone that they can talk to about anything that doesn't know them personally. I mean, it's just a healthy thing to do.
It's true.
So, yeah,
Because
everyone struggles.
Everyone goes through trials, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, which I feel like is something that people really don't fully wrap their brain around sometimes, including me, but it really just is like very freeing to just be okay with who you are.
Yeah. And then when were you diagnosed?
My freshman year, when I like started high school.
Yeah. So my formal diagnosis is distress depressive disorder, I think, DDD. And then I have general anxiety, which anxiety, my medicine that I'm on right now has completely, helped me so much. Like, I used to have panic attacks all the time, and I still have some if it's, an extreme situation or if I get triggered by something, but depression is the main one. And so I got diagnosed with those when I was a freshman in high school, and that's more of a genetic thing. There's, two types of depression. You can have just situational depression, so what you're going through in that moment, that you can have situational depression, which is just for a limited amount of time, and it eventually goes away, and then it can come back, but it eventually goes away. Or you can have what I have, where it's all the time, and so you have to manage it all the time, and that can be really hard. Because I want to be really honest with you guys, but I do have a borderline personality disorder, which so many people, including me, have such a stigma on that. They think that people are crazy, that they don't deserve, that they're mean, or there can be a narcissistic one, or there can be what I have, and it's that extreme fear of loneliness and detachment. Basically what happens is I will go through periods where I feel like I can't get out of bed, I can't do anything. I just really am struggling for a week, and then the next week I'm doing really good. I'm so motivated. And so it sounds like bipolar, but it's not. It's something different. And so I just got diagnosed with that about a month ago. And I've always told you guys that I want to be super honest with you guys. And so I wasn't going to say that I had that, but I do, and that's something I struggle with. And if you have it, or if you feel like you have the signs of it, please let me know. Please let your doctor know. Please let your parents know. Please let your best friend know. Just please let someone know, because if I would have known that I had this, I could have been on the right medication this whole time and not felt some of the things that I felt. So yeah, that's what I have and when I had it.
Well, and one of the things with mental illness is that people don't understand sometimes that they are illnesses. They actually are physical, and it has a lot to do with your brain chemistry or genetics, or just the chemicals that you're flooding your body with. It's just, it really is an illness. It's just the same. It's if you had the flu, it's you would get on medication for that, and you would,
or a lifelong illness.
Well, and it can always get better too. So it's not the end of the world if you have a mental illness. That's just
Exactly.
like your starting point, and you can go from there. So that's like something.
Like Bria and I both have been from like the lows of lows, and we're here. We're doing fine. We still barely. I'm just kidding. We're still like making it through and enjoying life, and that's just something. It's just something that you have to deal with. That's just a little extra. That's part of your life. So
yeah.
Last thing that we're gonna talk about is kind of why we both, like, why I started my blog, why I started being so open about it, and why Bria started her Instagram page, and why she started being so open about mental health. So you can go first if you want.
Okay, so my Instagram was a project at first that I was doing at school, and we just got to like, it was basically just make an argument that's not in written form, and I was like, I want to talk about mental health, and I'm going to make an Instagram, because I feel like people will see that, and that's like a good way to reach my audience, which is like people our age, you know. But I just really wanted to talk about it because I have dealt with mental health issues for a really long time, and I kind of came to the realization like in recent years that like I'm not gonna die because of it, like, you know, like it's gonna be okay, and there are people who care, and there are people who want to help, and it's not anything to like be ashamed of.
There's so many resources.
There's so many people who have mental illness, or like even if they don't have mental illness, there are people who just are going through hard things, and you never know what somebody's dealing with in their life. So like I just feel like everyone, no matter what you're going through or who you are or what you have or whatever, like you should be able to say what you actually think, and you should be able to say how you actually feel, and we shouldn't just go around just like acting
pretending
like we're
it's
okay.
not there. Yeah.
Like, because if you're not okay, like you have to say you're not okay and acknowledge that you're not okay in order to become okay.
So I started my blog honestly for my own mental health, to be able to just relate to other people and to be like, is there other people going through the same things as I am? And so it was more for me to organize my thoughts, be able to say what I'm doing for the day, be able to contemplate like, where is my mental health today? How can it get better? Where is my relationship with God today? How can it get better? And I didn't expect people to like be so like interested in my life and like what I was going through, but what I've realized through my blog is that people are going through stuff that you have no idea they're going through. And so eventually my blog turned into a place where I was like, please be open about your mental health. Like I feel like I'm very honest about whatever I'm going through. I feel like people know that about me, and they feel like they know that they can talk to me about things because I'm not going to judge, and neither is Bria. Like we both are very like open and like open-minded, and what I want all of you guys to know through this video, through my blog, is that in order to tear down the stigmas, we have to start talking about it. And so please, like if you want to do a profile on Bria's page, or if you want to talk to me about mental health and do like what's that called? Or two people. If you want to do a video with me, or you want to do like what's that called?
I don't know.
Where it's like Ella featuring blah blah blah.
Like a I don't know, like a feature? I don't know.
If you want to do a feature with me, let me know. I'm just kidding. Well, if you want to just like combine with me and we can work on something for my blog. Collab!
Yeah!
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you want to do a collab with me and like do a feature on my blog, like please let us know. That's what we're here for. And I'll link everything down in the description. Yeah, Bria and I have had a lot of fun doing this, and it was kind of just like a spontaneous thing. We were like, we need to talk about this. And so yeah, so please just let us know if you liked it or if you want us to do anything more together. And we love you guys. Bye!
Bye.